train a-comin', it's rollin' around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine from I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rollin' on down to San Antone.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Huddy podcast as we continue our descent into cult-like status. I originally wasn't planning on doing this show. It's been a kind of a busy week. It's like stupid hot right now out in Alberta. I mean, down here in Beaver County, I've now refrained from not wearing pants while I do these. Probably good reason I don't show the videos. All right, guys. So with that, to everybody's new to the show, welcome to the Freedom Huddy podcast. This is where we get to hang out together and talk about the news of the week. This week, we're not really covering the news of the week. We talked last week about the Trump shooting. We talked about, and I mean, this week, there was CPAC. Biden stepped down. I mean, it's a big news week, but I mean, everybody was aware of what's going on. But there's a much more precedent matter that we need to talk to. Guys, this is kind of a big deal. And Pedro's officially pissed on this. We need to talk about the epidemic of beach shitting on the sand that's happening throughout Ontario and other provinces. This just needs to get addressed. I can't believe I'm doing a show on this, but anyway, definitely needs to get addressed. All right, so let's wade through this giant pile. And like I said, normally I drink through these, so I'm gonna pop open a fresh PBR, and we're gonna get into the hot, shitty topics of this week. All right, first of all, let's talk about there was a video going around. Some I checked 800,000+ views, I think almost 1 million. So this is from a publication I've never heard about, but the Publica. Canadian woman accused of racism after witnessing Indians defecating in poop holes on Ontario beach. Canadian tech doctor is facing accusations of racism after reporting that immigrants and tourists from India were defecating in the open at her local beach. This is Wasaga. She says buried poop holes have now made it unhygienic for kids to play in the sand. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's watch the video that's tearing apart the internet right now.
So I'm tired of people saying that the people pooping on the beach, like that's what they do back home. We are not back home. We are in Canada. As a local, I refuse to let my kids dig in the sand on Beach 1. And you guys are saying all the tents are gone? No, they're not. No, they're fucking not. The beach is full of tents. Full. And this is not including in the side areas of the beach. There is little treed areas there that is like mini forest, but it's cleared. So people can put up camp there. That is where they're still 100% doing it. And they are still 100% doing it on the beach, but more discreetly. It is still happening. This is nothing that's going to change. People with that mentality will not change it. So people need to stop arguing with me and acting like this isn't happening. This is not just 3 years ago. This is today. This is this week. This is still happening. The tents are still up. The people are still coming.
Yeah. There we go. All right, so let's break down the map of Wasaga. So aerial view, beach area 1 and 2 that she's talking about over here on the right. Will not let her kids play in the sand because of the landmine that this is the minefield that this is created. Okay. Aurelia counselors for your tents will provide seclusion for beachgoers to do their business. So Aurelia today, I mean, I gotta say, like, this publication seems pretty based because, I mean, this is basically they're trying to politely say, get rid of these goddamn tents because they're using them as poop tents on the beach. We'll break it down. Are beachgoers treating Aurelia's public lakeside retreats as dumping grounds? There's a concern of that's the concern of a counselor who threw shade on a plan that allowed tents on these shady stretches, or these sandy stretches. Correction, lest anyone's surreptitiously use the temporary enclosures as a private privy. I saw kids digging up, I'll say it, poop. with their little shovels, and their parents were pretty, peed off. Yeah, changing the current bylaw to allow tents on beaches, even those with open, is suggested by staff. Would only encourage more of this behavior. Capola argued. It takes 2 seconds to close that open area and then do their business, and then they're open again, and there's nobody around, he said. All right, so this council is clearly angry at the tents that are going up, as you guys can see, to cover their them doing their business on the beaches. All right, another news. People across Ontario are no doubt soaking up the sun this summer and taking advantage of the heat. There's also this also means many residents are hitting the pools and taking a dip in the lake. But unfortunately for one woman, going for a swim left her with numerous infections in her eye. On Sunday, TikTok user LilyPadGirl33 shared that she has received a bacterial infection in her eyeball and eyeball muscle after allegedly taking a swim at Wasaga Beach in Simcoe County. All right. Geez. You get pink eye from not the toilet bowl water. Ontario woman says she got bacterial eye infection after swimming at Wasaga Beach. Yeah, that's some pink eye you got there, son. So this is happening. Pretty disgusting. All right, now let's look at the backlash. So this is BlogTO. People are horrified by claims that visitors to Ontario beaches are pooping in the sand. We'll break it down. We'll continue breaking this story down. The bacteria gets into the water through human and animal fecal matter. These includes dropping directly into the water, and contamination is due to runoff, which then rainfall causes additional fecal matter in the fields, farms, and streets to run into the lakes and then the beaches. Yeah. So basically, they're just saying that with the normal, it's over 200 E. coli per 100 milliliter of water at the beach. The organization puts a no swimming recommendation in place. So yeah, the water is highly contaminated and very disgusting. So BlogTO, in the comments on Wasaga Beach woman's videos, and upon subsequent reshares of her post, many have written that they've seen a slew of tents along the local shores. Beach one in particular is mentioned, which people are believed that they're using as makeshift outhouses. As the upper detailed in another post, they dig holes and then put a tent over the hole and then leave it. We used to sit outside daily and watch people make sure that they didn't do this, but that was a daily occurrence. Honey, it's basically happening at every single beach in Ontario at this point in this time. It's so sad. One person wrote. Others called El Crystal Beach, Subtle Beach, Coburg Waterfront, Sandbanks Provincial Park, Port Stanley, and other places where this is likely happening. They have to change the signs of stating that they're correction. They had to change the sign stating that no four-sided tents are allowed anymore because this started happening 3 years ago, another said. All right, so you guys could see it started with the tents. They're putting the tents up. They're turning them into bathrooms. And now people in Ontario, there's just no more beaches left. Unless you own like a private lake or something, there's nothing for you. Okay, the BlogTO chat. Now again, BlogTO, very leftist, very urbanite, Toronto type, yuppity people. This chat's hilarious. All right, from Monica Zanetta. Never heard of this before. Nasty. John Boo, B-O, Bow, but anyway, just straight up Indians. Ted Wanahassan. Import trash, become trash. And then reply from Stephen Penny. You're nothing but a racist scum. Well, you know what? If it means no shitting on the beach, then Mr. Ted, take it. Tina Harvey Kane. Don't kid yourself. This is happening at our Toronto beaches as well. So on the lakefront, too, people. Can't they go? Can't they just go when in the water like everyone else? Yeah, I mean, I don't want people shitting in the water either. This guy, newcomers. Let's keep going down to the chat. Diversity is so wonderful. That's how the third world newcomers did it in the countries they came from. So as they colonized, now we have to adapt to their culture, superior ways. And if you don't like it, you're a racist. Yeah, I mean, that's what they want you to believe. If you have a problem with this, you're just a racist bigot who's intolerant of culture. Carol Del Piero, I do not have to adapt to their ways. They need to acclimatize to our countries. If they don't like it, then they go back home. You fucking animals. I don't see anything there. Ignoring the clickbait trolls on here. Yes, it's Indian specific behavior. As a tour guide, I have seen all manner of horrible things at tourist areas, including setting up crap holes in the Niagara Parks. It's literally everywhere, people. Oh, I know we've had huge conversations. We're not being invaded by Indians. Literally, you can't swim in any beaches now because you got to worry about the poop holes that the Indians leave. And I mean, it's not the first. This isn't the first we heard about it. Apparently, everybody's been blind. You Google, like, beach poopings Ontario, and it's just a slew of crap everywhere. Bay Beach, small towns are having issues. Port Colborne, you name it. And, people pooping on Port Colborne, Pleasant Beach. Apparently, it's a sanitary concern. Jeez, who would have figured? Imagine having your kids there. They make it a sandcastle, and they find this crap, for lack of better words. And, public health official warns that swimmers to think twice before wading in southwestern Ontario beaches. I'm sorry, guys. Your beaches are closed. You're done. You're done. I mean, good thing is Ontario, like, a lot of people got pools. Get a pool at this point. I mean, it's worth a while investment because you're never going to the beach again. I'm sorry. You shut that shit down. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you're over exaggerating, or this is not true, or this is just bigotry and stuff like that. No, they admit it and they say it's a problem. Here's one of them's video.
You Indians that are pooping on the beaches, I know it's happening. Otherwise, so many people across all the beaches won't be complaining. I also know that you are a very small minority, probably less than 5% of us. But you 5% have become very problematic for all of us. Because the fact is that 95% of us Indians are very thankful to be in this country, are very respectful of Canadian culture and values. We've worked very hard to put together a decent life, and we want to contribute something positive back to this society. But you 5% keep embarrassing us in public. Every time you do something stupid and a person from a different community looks at you, he thinks it's probably part of their culture. Your stupidity overshadows all the good we do. You are not an accurate representation of our community. Look, guys, you got to have some civic sense. The core values of this country are of acceptance and tolerance, but it can only be to a certain extent. It's time you get better, only then you can expect better.
See, I'm a firm believer. If you get caught shitting on a beach, I'm sorry, 5 years minimum. And if you're anything less than a permanent resident, you're gone. That's a one-way ticket out. You know what? I think we need to put massive signs right when you come in, like from the airport. Big signs. In Canada, we do not tolerate shitting on beaches. And 5-year minimum or instant deportation. We're gonna go extreme with this. I know I'm probably gonna get some feedback or whatever like that. Probably everyone's gonna be like, yeah, Mike, I see your point. Other people might just be like, you're just a racist bigot, and I'll take it. At least our beaches in Alberta will be maybe not as disgusting. I mean, we don't have the best beaches, but who knows? All right, and apparently it's a global problem everywhere. And I mean, this is from the BBC. Why millions of Indians defecate in the open. I mean, the article was just saying that there was a poverty issue and it just, lack of sanitation in back home, and it's just something that they've come accustomed to. At the end of the day, I don't care. Don't do it here. And apparently, I mean, Canada has been on the beach defecation front for a little while now. So this was a project profile, accelerated sanitation in northern Ghana. $20 million they spent, UNICEF, United Nations, to stop people using beaches as toilets in other countries. I mean, apparently, you can't do it here. Yeah, maybe it's I mean, you can't enforce it. I mean, I loved Wasaga. Like, I went there. When the heck did I go there? When I was in school with the Army. Went there, had a great time. Drank a little too much, got a little too much sun. But there, the only thing you had to worry about was burying your beers when the freaking guy came by on the freaking quad and was making sure you weren't drinking on the beach. Never thought in a million years I'd be digging the hole to hide my Coors Light and I might find a freaking grenade. But yeah, no more beaches. It's done. That brings us to everyone's favorite segment of the show, the douche of the week. This one real simple. Goes to anybody shitting on beaches. If this is you, you're probably not listening to this. If you know anybody who has, and I mean, I don't want to say I want to see some vigilante justice if you have to, but I really wouldn't oppose it at this point. Try to keep it somewhat civil, but at the end of the day, for beach shitting, I mean, vigilante justice may be the only way to deal with this. So yeah, screw it. I'll get banned off YouTube. I don't care. Go with that. And with that, guys, we're going to talk about what's the plan for this week. Wednesday, I am going to go to the Diagolon event in Edmonton. I'm a big, fan of free speech and kind of want to go and see what the deal is. So I'm going to go there, have a good time. If I see you guys there, yeah, that'll be cool. And tomorrow night, so I'm recording this on Sunday night at 10. Tomorrow, so yeah, Monday the 22nd at 7 o'clock Alberta time. So that's 9 o'clock for you Eastern Canadian people. We're doing a Veterans Coffee V4F Twitter space. You guys come in, hang out. We're going to talk about the woke army. We're going to talk about apparently that we're all a bunch of Russian assets now. Because this was for an article from the Ottawa Citizen. Critics of top soldier Jenny Kerrigan, the new chief of defense staff, and the military diversity are helping Vladimir Putin, Canada's outgoing chief of defense staff. So that's from Woke Wayner. Yeah, so we're all a bunch of Russian assets now. So the chat's going to be good. I think we're going to be good. We're going to talk about that. Some of the new regs, and it'll be a lot of the hosts from the V4F TV guys. So it should be a really, really good time. This show has gone on a lot longer than I thought it was going to go, seeing that we only had one hot topic to talk about, and that was pooping on beaches. But I think it needed to be said. So hopefully you're enlightened. And I'm sorry, guys, beaches are done. Unless you got a private lake or something like that, or you're hidden way out in the middle of nowhere. No more public beaches. And with that, guys, take care. God bless. All hail the Queen Bee, and we're out.
This is why people OD on pills and jump from the Golden Gate Bridge.